Now this is the Boeing 747 SP, and it truly was a really weird airplane. It was obviously much shorter than its sisters. I mean, compare this to the 747-8. Absolutely insane. And it was definitely less successful than its sisters as well. Only 45 of them were built. Only 2 747 SPs are flying around. The main idea for the 747 SP, though, was not that bad. They obviously wanted an airplane that could, carry less passengers at a longer range for special routes that could not fill up an entire 747-200, Pan Am back then wanted the 747 SP because they wanted to fly from New York to the Middle East, but it turned out that the Boeing 747 SP just used too much fuel. Heavy wings, high cost, with reduced capacity. Back in the 1970s when this airplane was produced was just not good. There was an oil crisis, so airlines couldn't afford the 747 SP. So I decided to make an even stupider variant. The 747 SP Plus. Although I should probably call it 747 SP minus right here. Yes, I have made the Boeing 747 SP even shorter. The original SP was 14 meters shorter than the actual 747. And I've even shortened it now by 12 meters. Making this airplane look like a Boeing 747 baby, which it is. It's just funny looking because, of course, this still has the original 747 wings and engines. I mean, just the vertical stabilizer, which is larger than the whole entire airplane, looks absolutely funny and just ridiculous. And this thing can carry like very middle passengers. Look, on a standard Pan Am configuration, this airplane only fits 190 passengers. Ha! I mean, the A321 can fit more than that. This would be the least successful airplane if Boeing ever made it. Either way, I mean, it fully works. We have a cockpit that fully works. We can even step out of it, have a bit of a look at the cabin here in the upper deck, the first class configuration. Although, to be fair, I had to kind of shorten that. I had to cut out one seat to bring down the ceiling because of the bump, which ends sooner. Either way, here even is a bit of a... we can look... this is not done properly. Anyway, we can even look here into the lower class cabin, which isn't textured, so that doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and turn on the 747 SP Plus with 190 seats, yet fuel consumption of a full-size 747. This is great. I mean, it looks good. This is the based off the 747-400, right? So it's very modern. You can still fly this for much. Good. So let's turn on the APU now. Yes, and that is nicely turning on indeed. That door is opened. Let's turn on the generators. There we go. That airplane turns on nicely. Good. Let's turn on the fuel right here. Everything we need. Highly realistic indeed. And turn on APU bleed. That way we should be able to start up the engines right there. Okay, very good. We can see everything is working as it should. We even have an FMC. I'm kind of amazed how this works so well. I mean, the difference between looking in the cockpit and exterior view is quite impressive. I mean, from exterior view, this looks absolutely unflyable. Let's see if it does fly. I mean, yes, we still have the specification of the Boeing 747 SP, but we weigh considerably less. When we fully bring out the fuel tanks right here, we can fly for a whopping 11 hours and 40 because of our reduced weight. Yes, this airplane weighs incredibly less. I'm a bit concerned because the airplane may fly a little bit too well. That wing ratio is just way too... We might actually deal with a plane that might just fly up all the time because of that massive wing. Yeah, we might want to trim down our nose already here, but we can taxi very nicely because of that nose landing gear being soaked. This looks like a toy. I just realized this. But look how close the nose landing gear is to the rest of the airplane. Bad thing is the wing... We could have just genuinely made the wing just a bit smaller to make this a little bit less ridiculous. Now let's take off here from Sedona Airport. We don't even need the whole runway. Let's just taxi on here and take off from here. That should work. Now, this plane might, because we're so light... Look, in aviation, there's also a thing called, minimum weight for an airplane to fly properly and not, tip over. Then we might run into some trouble with that. Also, I mean, the landing gear will probably, on takeoff, become incredibly bouncy. Let's not do a tail... Obviously, this also uses the dampers from the original 747 SP, so we might be tipping over a little bit. But that's fine. Let's go full power. Use the rest of the runway we have available here at Sedona Airport. We're at quite high elevation, but that's fine. Let's put out the flaps and release brakes. Come on, yes. Full power on the Boeing 747 SP. And, yeah, there we go. We are taking off with the 747 SP. Come on, you can do it. Pull up now. Yes! Look at that. This airplane can fly practically anywhere now. And actually, aerodynamically, this flies. But as you can see, it flies very well. Maybe a little bit too well. Nose tips up a lot because of our huge wing. So we need to kind of steer against that. But other than that, we're able to achieve some good speeds, good climb. There we go. We're still running at full power. And of course, we can still turn on the autopilot. Let's do that right now. Beautiful. Heading select. Very good. There's nothing better than an underweight airplane, really. Let's go ahead and put the landing gear up, which works very nicely as well. Beautiful animation. With our now 190 passengers and the worst fuel consumption in the world, we are now taking the skies. I mean, the 747 SP was the airplane that could fly highest. It has a maximum service ceiling of 45,000 feet. The highest ever flying airliner that was not a Concorde. And I mean, look at this performance. We're climbing now at Mach 0.7 at an immense climb rate of 5,000 feet per minute. This is just insane of a performance. Look at this. We're now at 25,000 feet and we're still able to climb at 6,000 feet per minute. If you don't know, this is an insane climb rate. Mach 0.8 while climbing. I mean, okay, yes, we're running the engine at full power here. But this is amazing. We are now at 50,000 feet. We're so high that the instrument cannot display our altitude. We can start to see stars up here. And we're flying at Mach 0.87 at a speed of 0 knots here up in the air. We've made a very high performance airliner, which would have definitely failed in real life. But that is great. So let's talk about performance and fly this thing to a short runway. I mean, honestly, here at St. Barth, the 747 SP doesn't look so much bigger anymore, does it? For some reason, there's like weird lags going on. So we're just going to figure out whether this airplane could take off from a 600 meter long runway. But we're not even going to use the whole 600 meter long runway. We're just going to use what we have left here. Once again, I apologize for the lags and the bad quality. It's time to really try this now. Full power in the Boeing 747 SP. You can do it. All right, something out here is genuinely broken. Okay, that's kind of weird. Either way, that doesn't change our simulation here. We are now running this in slow motion, really. 70 knots, full power. It is time now to pull up a Boeing 747 SP Plus. Yes, nose landing gear leaving the ground as well as the main landing gear. Yes, we didn't even need the whole runway of St. Barth Airport. That, I have no idea what's wrong here, but we've taken off. That's all I needed to see. Yes, there. Oh, there. That was back to working. This is confusing. Okay. Now, let me tell you, landing this airplane is also very interesting. Why? Because it can fly at insanely low speeds. By the way, this is the Qantas livery. Yes. Look at that huge wing. Look at how nicely these huge flap surfaces are coming out now. So look now at that primary flight display. Our speed can go all the way down to 90 knots without stalling out, apparently. The perks of having a super oversized wing is definitely that. So we should be able to stop quite nicely. We also weigh less, so the brakes have less work to do for us. And we can land here at the 600 meter long runway and then do a full long haul flight to Australia. Shut up. Look at her. We might want to maybe even do a smooth landing. I mean, look at the landing gear down here. That is very nice for buttering. The only thing I've found having a problem with is actually the flight controls. This plane doesn't really fly very easy anymore. In fact, I hate flying it. Like aileron input almost feels like it's non-existent, which is weird. I would have expected this airplane to fly a little bit nicer, but we'll just ignore that. We've got a 600 meter long runway in front of us. Let's go ahead and try to use it now. Uh-oh, we're a bit high. That will not be a smooth landing. Doesn't matter though. It's a 7... Oh my god. Okay, there you go. Let's go ahead and stop now. Reversers fully out. Let's go ahead and do a full power stop on the Boeing 747 SP Plus. No trouble whatsoever. Yes, maybe our brakes are slightly smoking hot now, but look at that performance. And I think the landing gear would be able to hold up. We are not weighing a lot of weight, giving us the opportunity to land a little bit harder than usual. You know, this is perfect. And since this is X-Plane, I kind of trust the realism on this. Now, we won't be able to land at the shortest runway in the world or anything. Look, that for sure won't work. But it's funny how, you know, the 747 SP Plus kind of looks normal now on this 300 meter long runway. Come on, let's now use every single inch here of this runway. And let's do it. Okay, this is now a little bit more than just every inch. We are using every micro inch there. Let's go full power now. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. You can see those engines giving their best. We can see a little bit of black smoke. This is fine. Let's go now. Put the flaps down fully. as we roll here on our takeoff roll. Indeed, look at this performance. Am I able to take off? Not really. This probably isn't very safe. Look at that vertical takeoff. We're gonna stall out now. This is a normal 747 flight. Oh god. Everybody, the 747 SP Plus. I'm very proud of this conversion. I think I should fly in this stream. All I need now is a smooth landing. That will make me happy.
7 Sierra Honda Heavy. Nothing heard. Terminating services. Goodbye.
Yes, that's what I want to see, everybody. The 747 SP landing smoothly here at Princess Diana Airport, and we can stop in no time as well. Wonderfully done. So thank you guys so much for watching this very short video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.